would say there are no adults in my
but it is, and the real nerds would say, actually, there are like 2 of them right at the end of Atlas Shrugged.
Yes.
So there.
Yes. Okay. Well, but it gets to the problem that we have in general with libertarianism, which is that it is like the most perfect system in the world until children are involved. So I do think these are very important debates for us to be having. If everybody were an adult, these debates would be so much easier. When people are reliant on us, these debates are much more difficult, whether they are grafted onto our kidney or otherwise.
I have to say, this sort of libertarianism is perfect and ideal and utopian, except for this thing that it fails to deal with. I think those arguments are rarely true, and I think, you know, you've probably been in debates about other issues on which you are, you know, sort of taking the libertarian position. People say, oh yes, that's all very well and good, but, you know, it's not practicable. Libertarianism doesn't have room for these practical considerations, and you often would say, no, it does. Let me explain it to you. I actually think the same is true of children, and that argument is just sort of an unfair.
Well, I think just in general, in terms of how we always talk about individual rights, children bring up a whole host of obligations which are not as friendly to the general.
Maybe we're not doing a very good job of talking about it.
No, that's interesting, and I also think that it's worth thinking about generational changes in this. A lot of people in the modern libertarian movement, a lot of men got into it because of the military draft, and a lot of women got into it about abortion rights or reproductive choice. And, you know, that's 40, 45 years ago, and we've dealt with a lot of these issues in ways that what it means to be a libertarian and to talk about things now is very different. Because I know a lot of the people, when I started at Reason 20 years ago, a lot of the people who were there had not had children, and all of my colleagues, basically, with the exception of Ron, you know, have children. So this idea that libertarianism is somehow particularly, you know, incapable of dealing with children, I think might have been true. Certainly it seemed to have been true in Ayn Rand's world. Not so true anymore. But.
Also, weirdly, except for you, all of them are girl children.
I have often described myself as a double genetic loser, and that means my kids are quintuple, or I don't know. They have wrinkled peas, I'm sure, for the Mendel fans out there. We will end this good conversation. I think I've learned a lot, and I hope other people found it interesting and stimulating and provocative to really kind of test the boundaries or kind of kick the tires on a topic which is of great importance, and also one that is not perhaps as clear, you know, as other kinds of concerns and topics for libertarians. So again, I want to thank Molly Hemingway of Ricochet and GetReligion.org for participating, along with Ron Bailey, Reason Science correspondent, and Catherine Magner Ward, a Reason's managing editor, and about to become a mother of 2 over the course of the next few months. So, and thank you all for coming, and please stick around and let's chat a little bit more now that the formal remarks are over. Thank you.